Good evening and welcome to the 10th and last appointment of 5Pins4Dummies, broadcasting in cooperation with the Fibis, the CIB and the UMB. And our aim is to give the opportunity to the foreign players to improve, learn and develop also the knowledge of the 5-pins game and also the 9-pins game. Thanks also to Mirko Bianchi, which is our producer, and this evening we have I think one of the most amazing players in the world. Not only a three-cushion player, because he's also a two-time world champion in biathlon, so he knows a little bit also about 5 pins. And this is Marco Zanetti. This is his palmarès. Was born in 1962, actually in the second place of the UMB ranking. 28 times world Italian champion, four times world champion, and 2 of them are biathlon titles. 6-time European individual champions and 12 European teams. So it's something that I think I have to have a rebirth 10 or 12 times to get close to that, and also start playing billiard 10 times again. But it's really my pleasure to have one of my favorite player, Italian player, but not only, with us this evening. And so it's that guy, Marco Zanetti.
Hello. Hello, Luca. Hello to the spectators. Greetings from Bolzano, and thank you for inviting me. I accepted the invitation from Luca Garavaglia. He's one of my very good billiard friends in Italy. So I hope we will enjoy together the commentary, and we will have a lot of fun.
I'm quite sure this evening we will comment an interesting game. It's the final of the biathlon championship, Italian championship in Milano in 2015. Where was held also the final of the 5 pins, two that were done between Matteo Gualemi and Sandro Giacchetti. But this evening we will see both of the specialities that you will hear about this evening. Of course, the dummy for the three cushion, it's me this evening. But I can say it's not a dummy, Marco Zanetti in 5 pins, but it will be very nice to speak with him about a game that I'm quite sure if he want to practice a little bit more, he would succeed even more than not only in a biathlon one. And so let's start with this match between Antonio Daniello and Renato Morello. Biathlon is divided into two parts. So the first part is 20 reprises. I think it's correct, no, Marco? Just let me know if it's just like that. And then afterwards, there is a 100 game with 5 pins. So the mix between the two of them, where one carom it's converted into 5 pins, will give the final result at the end. So you may win or lose at 5 pins, or may win and lose at 3 cushion, and then you have to see at the end what will be the final result between the match, or the result of these two matches. We saw the start of the game with a carom. I leave the word to you. This is absolutely your game, and I want just to stay here and to hear from you that you were also playing there, because you won one of your championship in 2015 in Milano on that table too. So the word is to you, actually. And
yeah, I remember.
We need to do some question.
Okay. I remember the seat. We played the final game, which was different as the location where we played the rest of the championship. This table was installed in the main convention hall of the region of Lombardy. Milan is the capital, and this is the palace of the region, and this table was installed there just to play the finals. It means the table was new and sliding a lot and very long, with special lights for TV, with difficult conditions for these players who not used to play on the spotlights, let's say. So the start was a little difficult for them. Renato Morello, I know both players. Renato Morello is from the region of Veneto. Not really Veneto, is Friuli Venezia Giulia, is 10 kilometers after, from region of Pordenone. He's a natural 5-pins players, and Antonio Daniello is from the region of Campania, and he's more let's say a current player who's also playing 5-pins properly. So it will be, the carom game will be very important, because there is a proportion 1 to 5. It means 10 points advantage, or just to make an example, 10 points advantage in carom means 50 points in front for the 100-point game of the 5-pins, which means a lot.
Yeah, I think it's quite impossible to recover from this kind of situation.
Yeah, it depends, but yeah, normally. And this was a very good shot by Morello. Unlucky, with a very good 5-4 cushion, with a small red ball that was sliding a lot. And now Daniello, who plays white, has a standard situation just to avoid a kiss from the red. He did it while touching full, but it was a little bit too full, and he missed straight. So as you can see, the start of the game is not very effective. Both players are surely nervous, because no one of them has never won an Italian title. This is also very important, and don't forget the location and the television. Also good shot for cushion from Morello, again unlucky. I would say good shot, but no point.
I say that now we can see it. Of course, the first difference between the two games is that this is a continuous game. It's not just like in 5-pins where you play one shot each. And the other difference is that because of that, just like in the pool, for example, the opposite player can sit down on a chair, which is not something that you can see in a 5-pins game, for example. But at the end, I think that's
an obligation to go and to sit down. No, it's not an option; it's an obligation. If you don't sit down,
you have to.
The referee can oblige you to sit down, because I mean, it's not common at all to keep staying when the opponent is playing like in 5-pins. So
yeah,
that's the rule.
Yeah, absolutely. But as
here
far
we can see this plus good plate. Okay, I think is the first point from Morello, who had all 3 shots were good, but 2 very close misses, and now the first point.
I would say what is a plus? The plus is when you get short rail, long rail, and long rail opposite.
Yes,
it's a system that I think has been developed by Keulemans, something, if I'm not wrong, because I was trying to study it, but I'm still a dummy for the plus system. but something
Yeah,
I know
I
about
mean,
that.
you know, it's very difficult, Luca, to know who was the inventor of a system.
Yeah, of course.
So the book of Raymond Kellermans is very famous, but I would not say that he's the inventor of the plus system.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it
Nobody
was
knows that.
maybe it was the first one to speak about that system.
Yeah.
And that is a very nice car, in my opinion, because
Yes.
it's not easy to get back
Yeah.
so.
Zigzag, with four long rails.
Yeah,
Very good. And I think that exposition is not an easy one because there are no natural angles open here. So he must invent something. I think he's gonna choose for a defense. Let's gonna see. I don't know if he's gonna play left or right. The yellow. Thin. Good shot.
yeah,
Nice touch, but no point.
yeah. It's
Sometimes
no point.
in Carom we play very nice points, but let's say nice positions, but no score. So go sit despite the good execution. And Morello has here the option also to play maybe 3 or 4 long rails, or he can hit thin and play 2 long rails and then looking for the third short. 1, 2. Yeah. Oh,
Some luck here because was moving the red ball.
too thin, kiss from the object ball to the second object ball and then the point.
Yeah,
Let's say that he deserved maybe because he had in the past 2 innings good missing points, let's say like this. So he got now the luck that he didn't have before.
he recovered some luck that he would not have in the first 2 shots before. So
And you can see in this bank shot how long is this table compared to the other tables, because he played this shot according the tables he played before, but this table instead for the final was going much longer as the other ones. So he
I think
missed
it was a trick
really
caution.
Yeah.
I think it was a trick caution to get the white ball and then the red ball. If
Absolutely, yeah. A bank shot to precaution.
Yeah, bank shot, exactly.
Okay. First point for Daniello, who is, in my eyes, the favorite in the Carom game, and Morello is, for me, better in 5 pins. So we will see. Red ball thin, short cushion, and then again another short probably. Yeah, and looking for the third long.
Oh.
Good shot.
Yeah. I think that if you are a very good Carom player, maybe with an average of 0.8, 1 should be quite amazing. If you are a first category also in 5 pins, you are quite unbeatable in biathlon, because the advantage that you can take or not get back from a very good cushion player takes you in a huge position of advantage. Of course, if anybody is not playing against you, so the media, the average is completely different, but that's it. So
the score, I think, is about 2-2, maybe, for now.
2-2. 3-2 for Agnello 3 and Morello 2.
Okay. I cannot see the score there. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, 3-2, 3-2. But
Because I
I
see
know a lot of
myself here.
yeah.
I can, okay, I can move the picture of
Yeah, you
myself
can move
to
or
another
reduce.
place.
Yeah.
And now I can also see the score. Okay, that's clear now.
This is a 5-7 rail shot.
7 cushion. Hmm.
Really
Think it's
unlucky
by
on that one.
nothing, by a hair. Hard luck. You see here how close it was
Yeah.
to the point. Yeah, not even 1 centimeter.
But
So sometimes 1 centimeter is can be considered as unlucky, but sometimes 1 centimeter is a big mistake. It depends on the
yeah,
position. If it's at the
yeah,
position and you miss the shot by 1 centimeter, is not unlucky. Too short.
yes, sure.
He he put too much draw shot because the table is long, so he tried to compensate the sliding of the table with a draw shot, but it was too much draw shot. So it's
Draw
difficult
shot
for
or reverse English. So as I call it quite usually for the 5 pins, but maybe it's better draw shot.
yeah. Reverse is something else, Luca. Reverse is if you don't. I think in oh, that's also a lucky shot.
Yeah,
Just catched the double zero corner,
yeah.
and so this is Antonio Daniello. A very nice guy, actually. I think he's a teacher. If I don't remember wrong, he's a teacher
Uh,
of high school.
and I know that
And this is yeah, tell me, Luca.
a lot of no, a lot of Carom players that play, a lot of 5 pin players in Europe are coming from Carom. Maybe a lot of Danish players are coming from Carom, and they
Mm-hmm.
are they became also nice players. So I can say for sure. I mean, because it won one of the three biathlon championship. It's surely Erling Schorup, but also Henriksen is a very nice Carom player. But maybe
Mm-hmm.
they take advantage also in Holland, in Germany sometimes, maybe a little bit less in Belgium. We have a lot of players that technically are very well prepared. Maybe what we are trying to do is to let them improve the knowledge of some shots, some possibilities, some tactics into the 5 pins. But what I saw by teaching all over the Europe is that it's quite easy to explain them because English is known, the body position is known. Maybe they miss something that can be learned, and it's not so difficult to do. This is another unlucky
Maybe.
shot, I think. No?
Yes, yeah, it was again a good shot, but no point by Morello. And this position is not easy because there are no natural angles at all. I don't know what he's gonna doing now, Daniello. From here, from this angle of the camera, I don't know if it's possible to play this reverse
Yeah, because it's
uh,
not easy to play
long,
reverse with
long,
long, short, long.
long, short, long, but
Uh,
yeah, he need extension, and it's really difficult also because on the sliding table you must hit the corner very deep. Otherwise, you can never make the point. So it's easy to make two cushion, but the third cushion is difficult. Yeah, and that was a little bit too full, and he hit directly the short rail instead of the long first.
yeah, absolutely. When was your last experience into the 5 pins, Marco?
But the last competition I played, it was the World Championship in Spain, 1996. And after that, maybe I had a couple of 5 pins games with a friend of mine, private, let's say, but I never had any other competition to play. So it's more than 20 years ago, Luca. It's a long
Yeah,
time.
I know.
You can beat
Maybe it's
me
time
with
to
your
start.
left hand. You can beat me with your left hand when we play 5 pins
No,
together.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because we have
So let's say even
in any
short,
case.
this- normally is the four cushion long should not be a problem. I think too thin. I see the kiss. Yeah, he must hit a little thicker to avoid the kiss. The table was long, so he played this shot with the quantity of the object ball that was needed on a short table and not on a long table. So this is for me what I call an unforced error. Okay.
Uh-huh.
In tennis, we also have in carom winners and unforced errors, and so and here maybe can play again three long race, Danielo, or he gonna play the 5 cushion three wrong. You see? Okay,
Yeah,
good shot.
absolutely good shot.
Your replay,
Yeah.
good. And the next one looks comfortable, but it's really not, because from the red ball there is no double way, so you must play or 4 cushion directly or 3
Hmm.
without double chance. So he tried to play 4 cushion, but he hit too thin, and he
Yeah.
reached the short rail instead of the long, close to the corner.
Yeah.
And now giving to Morello not a bad position as a starter, so he can hit a natural quantity of red left and trying to come to the corner. I think the corner is open. He should play red ball, left. No, he didn't.
No.
Maybe I cannot evaluate if from this angle if the position of the white is the right one.
Yeah.
So anyway, you see, he did it, and
Precaution.
I'm always used to say that the one who scores the point is always right. You know.
We have big discussion in 5 pins if you are right when you score. Sometimes there is a discussion also in how you have to do the pins, so it's quite different.
Yeah, you can discuss
But
about everything if you want, but to make it shorter, I always say, because also billiard is a matter of feeling,
yeah,
and not only of playing the right thing, is playing what you feel in the moment,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
if you score it, it means your feeling was good. So
Yeah,
why
and that carbo
complaining
was
about?
not really nice, really easy.
Yeah, it was a very good hit by Morello. And now, yeah, I don't know, he can play right or left the red. He has two options. He play left. Now is maybe more difficult to hit. Oh, he touched the red ball with a cue, so
Yeah,
it's a fold. And Agnello received here, 5-5 for the
yeah,
moment.
5-5.
Is is balanced. The game is balanced.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we clearly see that the table is sliding, in my opinion.
Yes. After the third cushion, it was the cue ball was curving, was still curving, which is normally not usual to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a delicate shot.
Ooh. Not lucky here, for sure.
Not lucky, no. Also difficult to estimate in this angle that Daniello had how the cue ball comes out from the third cushion, because sometimes it comes automatically out with a little spin and sometimes not. This is very difficult to know it, and even for me, it's a surprise. Sometimes I have to remind it if the ball comes out automatically from with a spin that I didn't give. I should remind it, and next position I should feel
Consider.
to consider this and adapt the proportions of spin and quantity of object ball. So this is a standard situation. He should hit the point. He did it. A little bit too strong, my eyes,
yes,
but
that was my question.
Not a professional player. He just played the point here, and he hit also the second object ball very effective, so to receive a good possibility to continuing the run here.
Yeah.
Also, the position of the red ball is comfortable because there is no hole and it's a good angle. So he scored again.
But you know that we have a lot of 5-pins players. Sometimes they play carom, and I saw them play a very high level. I'm speaking about for sure Daniel Lopez, Michelangelo Agnello is a nice carom player. Matteo Gualemi likes to play carom. Giuseppe Consagno, for sure, that won a couple of biathlon championship, and he won also the Italian championship when we won the double together in 2012. He was the champion into the biathlon during that year. And in my opinion, I sometimes like to play carom because I think it's something that gives you some confidence in what's happening between the balls, the rails, and you understand how there are some differences in the run of the two balls. You can manage to get into the same point with different English. It's very nice, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's we can talk a lot about this because very nice shot actually by Daniello, who's has a run of 4 for now, and number 3 and number 4 were world-class shots, really nice. And now I think he's gonna play the right decision, the 5 cushion.
The right decision.
It looked like
it's easier to get from that rail.
A little bit too thick, you see. Again, long table, and it was surprising him. But he had a run of 4. So now he's leading 10-5. 5 points advantage in biathlon can be already a lot. And Morello is receiving also really hard position. I think he can try to play with the left hand very thin to the white with a little bit right spin and to have short, long, and then fighting for the third cushion close to the
over there. Yeah.
and
I think he's
but
playing.
very nice. He did it good. Just hit a little bit too thick,
Yeah.
and he defended
And
also very well because this is in three cushion a very hard defense when your ball is close to the short cushion and the other two object balls are in the opposite short rail. So it means your target is very far. Good shot by Daniele, but again, no point. Nice shot. He had to hit thin to with a little bit right side, and he did it properly. It's difficult to hit thin from far away. This is also difficult because he must play the double way around, also while touching not the thick and very sensitive point. This is very sensitive. He just gave too much right English. He hit thin, but too much English. And again,
I think
look
it's.
this. Oh my God. Now I see a solution. But in the beginning, I couldn't. I think the best shot here is thin from the yellow, a little bit draw shot with left spin to hit long rail and to the next long rail and then the short. But let's gonna see if Daniello can recognize this solution. No, he played the reverse, the long reverse, long, again long, short, very good shot.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
Good. Bravo.
Very, very good.
Fantastic shot. This shot is possible. The shot he played, I mean, is easier on a sliding table. If the table is short, this is more difficult. With the sliding table, is easier. And now don't play the corner. The corner is free, my friend. And he just hit the corner. You see, when your second object ball is close to the corner, but it's not in the corner, you cannot play the corner.
So it's a technical mistake. So I mean, it's tactical mistake. So
Yeah,
you don't
maybe
have to
a
play
little
for the
bit.
corner.
He didn't put the right attention. I mean, he was maybe too quick in playing. Just keep calm and help yourself to reach the target better. Nice shot by Morello.
Very, very nice. Also this one.
Good.
About
yeah,
very
Luca.
nice. Very nice carom players I saw playing 5 pins. I saw 2 years ago playing Roland for Tom into 5 pins. That's a nice pin player. Nice pin player, absolutely. I seen him in ICAST in Denmark, and I was a little bit astonished about that.
But Roland is one of the best of the top 4 three-cushion players in Belgium with an enormous experience, playing professional since more than 20 years, and of course he knows billiard very, very good, and unlucky here. And
Unlucky also, yeah.
probably he had he played the 5 pins game in the past with some other Belgian players.
I think yes.
Yeah, with maybe Martin Spormans.
Spormans, yes.
Who's the best Belgian players in 5 pins? You know?
Actually, it's Peter De Baes,
Okay.
which is a very nice player into 5 pins. There are also a couple of Italian players that are maybe playing there.
They
It's
are
Gianluca Memmi,
working
Ismaele
and
Trentino.
living in Belgium. Yeah.
Yeah. But there are nice players in any case, and they are also improving because there is a Thomas Primon, which is French speaking, and is going there quite often
Ah,
to teach them 5 pins, and is doing a very
yeah.
nice job. Absolutely.
The last shot of Morello was not good because I could recognize that he doesn't know the solution,
Yeah.
which was easy for a carom player. And now normally Daniello will punish him because you cannot miss a standard shot without receiving any punition later. There is a kind of no written rule that the
Yeah.
carom players know. So let's gonna see if Daniello can have a profiting of Morello mistake. He had just already 1 point, and this is on a way to
Oh.
also. Yeah, the tables keep on staying very long, as you can
Yeah.
see. Very rarely the players are missing too short. The mistake is always on the long side and never on the short side.
Always on the sliding.
So he can play here also. For me, the most natural is left from the white and just try to have a long, short, and long. You see, if you can play the diamond
Yeah.
system here, you can play, let's say, 25 7 to reach the 18. And now
Yes.
he have a draw shot from the right, which is also possible, but too much draw shot.
Yeah. I think it's always better to play on with less English and maybe be concentrated on the uh, good part of the ball that we
Okay.
have to shot
Yeah.
against. So in that case, there are too much things that you have to consider to get in that position. And
Looks like corner.
yeah,
Oh, very long. Okay. Anyway, Morello now was showing his a little bit tired. He's tired, or maybe he couldn't find the right focus. And on the other side now, Daniello is also seeing that and
yeah,
getting more active in scoring and taking more advantage as as more also natural carom player like he is compared to Morello. So
I also
14-6
think that
now is almost done. If he can keep this advantage, it will be almost impossible for Morello to get
yeah,
back in the game. Also, this is very good shot.
yes, very nice, Caron.
Mm-hmm.
Since now it's a series of three, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, Daniello is not playing bad here. The last 10, 15 minutes, he had plenty of good shots.
Yeah, I think also that is taking advantage of the fact that some positions are maybe easier than others. So it's taking advantage of the quite basic shots that you have to not to miss into the carom play.
Exactly.
And
Exactly. If you just score all the natural shots during a game, it's common to play an average of over 1-3, 1-5. If you
1-3,
just
1-5.
score the natural shots that you will find in a game, except special shots where the balls are going very more frequently frozen to the corners or to the cushions, or having very strange angles, which sometimes you have this strange combination. Also a good shot. Very difficult, this one.
Yes.
It's like pointing, like reaching a very small point in the middle of the sea. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
very
Absolutely.
difficult.
Now I think
I
we
see
will
also
play
the
a 5 cushion.
friend of mine, the writer is Bruno Battaglia, which is the responsible of the Fibis, the Italian Federation, for the south of for Sicily. Let's say the Carom, the man who's governing Carom in Sicily. My friend Bruno. Also,
Yes,
his
because we have in
extension.
Sicily there is a lot of people playing carom, and also in
Yeah, we still
Venetia to
have.
Trentino region.
Yeah, we still have a good tradition.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit too fast. So it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Luca. If you play a little softer, the first rail will have another reaction a little longer.
Yeah.
So that was the mistake. But he played with extension, and with extension it's also
Not too bad.
difficult to control the speed of the cue ball.
That was okay if it was not taking away
Yes.
the red ball.
Yeah. Yeah. True. So the game is
Shall we consider it
20 points,
technical
right?
error?
So Morello
Yeah,
needs
20 points.
five to go. He has many options here. He tried to play the yellow and put the yellow. Okay, he did
Yeah.
it to avoid the kiss. Very good shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice.
He has to do just like a tie to the red ball with the yellow one, and yeah,
Oh,
he has to
here
come
he did
out
it.
from that.
I don't know. Ah, he played the bank shot. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I couldn't see. Bank shot is also good. Four rails. You see the bank shot?
Yes.
Very good shot. He can also play another bank shot here. Maybe the most natural is starting from 32 to reach the 30. I think he can play the corner, bank shot full in the corner, and he can touch the red ball, but he prefer to play the four cushion from the left,
Yeah.
like this, too long. It's a
Too long.
difficult shot because it's very sensitive. Anyway, now he has a big score. Is a
Absolutely. We have to imagine that the conversion is 5 points of each carom, and so If we have, for example, 10 caroms in difference, it's 50 points. So it's quite impossible to get to recover from a situation like that one.
And the scoreboard is not right now because
Yeah, now it's right.
it's good. Yeah, 2 points additionally. So I
think that
just
the
want to
best.
say also thank you, Luca, for giving me also the opportunity and the pleasure to make a short commentary in my Tricution game, because in 5 pins game you will be the leader, and I will just follow you, and here is maybe the opposite.
Yeah,
So thank
absolutely.
you for being so kind to me to give me also the opportunity to feel more comfortable.
Absolutely. It's really a pleasure to have you here with us, and it was the easiest thing I could do to let you comment half 5 pins game. So it's half three cushion and half 5 pins, and
Mm.
I will wonder also to have the possibility to see a lot of 5 pin players playing also three cushion, maybe within that kind of tournament. So biathlon, because
Yeah.
I know that we did some tournaments, and so I think it's nice to see also national or pro player playing these two specialities and have fun, absolutely fun
Mm.
within that.
The the thing that I would recommend to the Italian pins players, 5 pins player, when they want to play three cushion, is I know it's maybe harder to hear it, but it will be to change the cue. The first thing,
I do agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because the characteristic of a 5 pins cue is not fitting at all with the requirements for a percussion cue, in the sense that the 5 pins cues are curving much more. Let's say
Yeah,
they are giving more draw shot in generally, and they have special characteristic according to the game you play.
yeah,
But for percussion, they are simply curving too much, so the hitting of the object ball is much more difficult, and therefore, and also the weight, Luca, and
yeah,
therefore I would recommend I don't know, the billiard rooms to have where Italian pins players are playing pins game, just to have two carom cues that all the
mhm,
pins players can use when they want to play carom. So
yes,
stay more in the line, and even if you hit with a lot of spin and a lot of speed, that the ball is not curving so much.
yes. But basically, it's not even easy when you play, for example, biathlon. You should, and I did it,
Yeah,
use two different
yeah,
cues, but it's not
yeah,
easy then to manage a heavier cue afterwards by playing the 5 pins, because
yeah.
it's really something that seems strange if you are not trained to do it.
It's
There
a
is
little bit.
easily or quite easily 100 grams of difference between one cue and the other, and it's a lot.
Yeah, and when I would play biathlon, I would not change cue. I would keep on playing 5 pins with my McCarron cue, which is not probably for you not obviously not the right tool to use it for the
Yeah,
game. But I would prefer to avoid the shock of playing with 200 gram heavier cue and with other curves. So I know very well my billiard cue, and therefore I think I can compensate the weakness of a carom cue compared to a 5-pins cue better as to change cue just for the 5-pins game. But
I
I
think
think
it's
probably,
easier to do that.
I'm sorry to say, but I think you are probably thinking the same when you play carom with the 5-pins cue. But I'm afraid that the opposite is not working so well. I think it's more easy to play 5-pins with a carom cue as carom player as to play carom with a 5-pins cue as 5-pins player. You know,
Sure, absolutely.
this is a
And
little bit
also,
my opinion, because
the
every time that
fact,
I try to, yeah, tell me, please.
yeah,
Sorry, maybe
we
I'm speaking too much.
no, because we play also with different materials, and I was used to play also with wood, and the difference is, um, I mean, it's easier to play with the wood and have maybe a cue lighter. While if you play
Mhm.
with these different materials, it's not so easy.
Mm.
I do absolutely do agree with you.
Yeah, because in the 5-pins game, let's say that even when you play with side, with English,
Yeah, yeah,
you are almost never going aiming to the edge of the ball. You are
yeah,
many almost every shot staying more in the center of the cue ball. Even when you play with side, you stay more in the center because your cue is flattering more, and even if you stay more in the center, is giving side, you
yeah,
know. But
yeah.
the problem is that when you increase the speed and you increase the side, because in carom you need it, then the
Mm,
cue ball is curving too much, and
yeah.
therefore, unfortunately, it's very hard to play three cushion with a 5-pins cue.
Yes. Yes. I do absolutely do agree with you. Also, when you have close balls and you have to take a thin part of the ball because you have to let your ball start before the other one. It's not easy with the 5 pins cue because normally you are
Hmm.
kissing quite easily. Uh,
Hmm.
that's not a lucky shot again with for Daniello.
No, good shot, but no point.
I have a
Even the
question for you
top player.
for
Hmm.
from one of the guys that were writing and asking on YouTube. So it's asking if you have ever played or what's your opinion about Michelangelo Agnello, that was a three cushion player before the 5 pins. Did he make a good choice? I will reply before you because he won a world championship into 5 pins. I mean, different European championships, a lot of Italian titles. I think he did a good choice, but it's up to you to reply about what's your idea.
I remember Michelangelo. I remember his father in the beginning of his career when he
Hmm.
was a young player, maybe something like 18 years old or 20, and he had a very nice three cushion tournament. So that was the
Hmm.
moment where I discovered him for the first time, and I could immediately recognize that a new talent was emerging in the three cushion national billiard scene. But then suddenly he disappeared because just because he has chosen to become professional in the only possible game in Italy to play professional, which is 5 pins. in Carom there is no space, no room for more professionals. There is only one, and that's myself in very special circumstances, because I had the opportunity to travel a lot abroad and to learn while facing international players in competitions. But for national players, Carom players, it's not possible to become professional. So I think that Michelangelo did the right choice if he wanted to become professional billiard player. Just play 5 minutes is a good choice, and he was very successful also. We know each other very well, and I remember him since very long time. I know his father, and we are still in touch. Sometimes we are exchanging messages, and yeah, friendship is real among us.
That's nice. And I also believe that if you want to be a professional player in three cushion, you have to take the opportunity to travel a lot, and it's not easy because, of course, it's expensive. You have to, I mean, quite surely have the possibility to speak maybe quite a fluent English or French or whatever, because it's quite normal that you have to do it when you travel all over the world, and it's even not easy. I just want to ask you about a young guy, which is Alessio D'Agata, that I think it's maybe
Yeah.
representing what can be the future for our three cushion in Italy. I don't know. Maybe you know some even other player that now it's not on my mind, but it's up to you to speak about what you see in the future of the sorry, about the three cushion. So
Yeah, Alessio is surely the most famous younger talent in three cushion that we have in Italy. He also won silver in the last Junior European Championship in three cushion, and also bronze in the last Junior World Championship. So let's say that he's a very good talent with also the right fighting spirit that is needed to compete on the top level in billiards. The difficulties is for him that first the place he lives in Catania in Sicily is far away from the rest of Europe, and so he would need a big budget to travel internationally and to spend at least thousands of euro yearly or 10,000s of euro yearly to compete and to become more experienced in the tough world of international three cushion. Very difficult, and because the level is very high, and Alessio is very strong on junior level, but he would need to travel a lot, as you said before, to improve
to
also on
experience.
international level. Yeah, and it's difficult because now the Carom player are faced to compete against professionals or semi-professional players, even in the first rounds of the qualification of a World Cup tournaments. There are so many good players. It's really tough to emerge into the, not even the top, but let's say at least the first 30, 40 players. It's so hard to get in. So this is the last point for Daniello, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, 1910.
It's
And
if it's that the difference, it will be just like necessary. If it stays just like with 10 caroms or 9, 10, it will mean that it will be enough for Daniello to get and to arrive at 50 uh, during the 5 pin game, and then he can be the champion. This one is a plus system.
this is a
It's
plus,
right.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this
I'm
is
trying
a
to study that.
plus.
It's not easy even for me.
Yeah,
But
the numbers are. This system is depend the way you shoot, the way the speed and the side you
yeah,
choose is changing a lot. I mean, some people is asking me for learning. So that was the last point. Now
yeah,
from Daniello, 20 to 10, and
yes,
I think he had a white ball. So there is looks
yeah.
like there is no equalizing ink
No, I
because
think not.
normally they should have. So
Yeah,
yeah,
there should
because
be the
Carom
equalizing.
should end
Yes,
with the same number of innings for both. So
yes,
now Morello has the last opportunity to score a little bit and to reduce the gap. There is a discussion between
yeah.
the referees. I don't know. I don't know the matter.
I think that in biathlon there is no equalization.
Okay, looks like that. Yeah, that's true.
It seems that he will be able to start, but not to equalize.
Okay, but then is Morello who's playing first now,
Yeah,
logically.
but at this stage, I think that it will be enough to get at 51 for Daniello to win
Yeah,
the Italian
sure.
championship. And so let's see.
And Morello is the best player, but psychologically is difficult to start a good game when you know that your opponent can just score the half of the points you need. So
Yeah. Yes, that's. I think it's not the uh, best way to start thinking about that game. I think that you have to approach
uh,
it and
sure,
decide to if you want to play strong defenses or big attacks, and maybe put the the 5 pin game to a rush. So it may happen that you play five nice shots and you get 50 points, and your opponent is getting 10, and then it's quite different. So let's see, because I have never seen playing one and the other into 5 pins, and so let's see what will be the
ah,
result.
no, Morello is the let's say the director of the billiard club of Porcia,
Yeah,
where we have played also a couple of national team championships. And he's the one who's always there to play with the customers, to
yeah,
entertain the clients. And he's born as a 5 pin player, and he came then
yeah.
later to Carom.
Okay.
So
And
yeah,
Green Planet,
Green Planet, yes, true.
Green Planet. Yeah, yeah.
30 to 10.
To 10. This is the difference,
Hmm?
which means I think there is something strange over here.
No, I don't understand this score. It's not. Are they? No, no, I don't understand this. This is not. This is not good. the scoreboard, we should not pay attention on this because it was 20. Okay. He had no, but anyway, he didn't had 10 points from the 20 of three cushion.
No, I think that's.
No. So I think Danielo had a pallino 4 points, and now is Morello that has. How do you say in English biglia in mano? Free ball?
Free ball, absolutely. And the pallino, so the red ball that was done by Daniello was quite a lucky shot because he was trying to get the ball from one cushion and let both balls to the opposite corner. There was not so much English, so the ball was coming inside into the inner part of the table, and he was able to get quite luckily 4 points. That at this stage on such kind of game, it's I mean a good message from the table, from the billiard too. On the other hand, he was missing the ball. Yeah.
What do you play? Is this the right choice, or would you play bank shot from?
In that case,
yeah.
No, in that case, oh man, you can play a three cushion, so the bank shot, or you can play that way.
Think was not in the line. I think it was a little bit too far, close to the corner. It was not the lateral angle for Morello to play the three cushion, right?
No, there was for me there was a possibility, but in any case, this is a defensive shot. So you play one cushion to get the opposite ball and to recover within the opposite corner. So it's just you are not able. There is not the right position to do pins. So you just move the balls to the opposite corners. It's just tactics. But this is now the right score in 4-15. So now it's okay, and the game is at 100 points, and Morello started well. Not a nice position that way. He has to play one cushion, maybe aiming for a two cushion, and that's what may happen. So it's called sfaccio in Italian because you take the inner part of the ball, so the upper part, and it's a good shot. Now Daniello has the opportunity to do a filotto, so to play fast on into shorter and shorter. This is a mismatch that can be not so much English or too thick part of the ball. So it depends on how you are aiming at that shot.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's good, but I think that Daniello will do an easy shot afterwards because
ball, right? Maybe.
Yeah. Too much spin. It depends also on the table.
But the table is sliding and the balls are sliding too. So
yeah,
I don't know if it was too much. It's the table who stays long, Luca. So
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe it was not his intention to give so much side.
It's on a new table. Using that kind of English will allow you maybe to do this kind of pins, but will get both balls in the opposite part of the table, so it will not do a defense.
Okay.
In this case, a nice shot, even if he was not doing the pins, because the speed is, I think, quite okay. He was recovering close to the long rail. And so now Daniello, if he's able to see the ball, can play a three cushion direct, so a direct bank shot.
Or maybe
also the table is sliding, also a seven rail shot.
Maybe just play the pallino, the red ball with the white, with the yellow.
Yes,
I don't know if
that's no. I was playing no, I was playing Sponda Palla, so reverse English on the
Cushion
on the long
first.
rail, and I think that was a little bit of mismatch, and so was getting the ball before the rail, and that was what was happening. Uh, it
I
may
think
happen
so.
sometimes that you do
Also,
a mismatch on
he
in
played
that
with
way.
a lot of right side, which was
Yeah,
not necessary without playing cushion first, right?
but he was playing cushion first, in my opinion. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a lucky
Yeah,
shot.
yeah, yeah, sure. And that was a very important lucky shot on that moment of the game because
Yeah.
25-11 and now 25-17 now is really difficult for Morello to keep the the needed confidence to try to win the game despite the big gap.
Yes, this is a
Yeah,
very nice three cushion shot because at the end,
see that?
starting from now, they are equalized 25 each. But now
Yeah,
Danielo is playing to do 25 points to win his first Italian biathlon championship. On the other hand, you have 75 points. So,
yeah, nothing. No Filotto, no Red Bull,
but
no strike, no
technically,
strike.
uh, it's I would not have played that way. I would never consider in this kind of situation to go close to the red ball with my ball because my
Mhm.
opponent would be quite easily we would do it quite easy 4 points by hitting the red ball.
Mhm.
So now Danielo will
Mhm.
take a lot of red balls with his ball or the other because it's easier for him than aiming to the piece. This is also a defensive shot.
Not very effective. No points and no real defense.
Yes, but at the end, now it's not an easy position for Morello, and he has also to decide if he wants to attack or to be conservative in that case. It's not easy because he can play a four cushion shot, for example. Sorry, a two cushion
I don't
shot
know.
and
I don't
four
know.
and the
I,
three
I
to
wouldn't
four
play
cushion with the other
defensive.
one. That one
Okay.
exactly.
And no kiss. Okay.
It's quite a good idea because his ball
Yeah. Cue
is
ball
close
is
to the corner,
placed.
but I think it will be easy to be attacked from Daniello
Can you
because he's
see?
no,
No.
it's not able
Cannot
to see
see
the
that.
ball. So
No, no,
no,
no. Ah,
absolutely a conservative shot. So it may be too fast because then
absolutely.
I think that Daniello can play direct. That's not easy because then in that case Morello has to play not directly, in my opinion, but he had to play
Yeah.
into the long rail. Let's see because he has also always to consider to get over with his ball within the red one. So maybe a professional player would play only for a defense here
Here? Really?
or a three cushion shot. That's what's happening exactly.
It's a long table. Yeah, at least the small consolation of the 3 points and
Yeah, but I think
not
that's
not so bad.
no. But Danielo would make a 3 point, I think, quite easily again. So just have to avoid the keys. No, I was doing this kind of play position. That's it's not
Even
easy
here,
here for Morello.
oh, I don't see. Yeah, 3 cushion is okay, and maybe place. Okay.
Oh, this is
What do you think about this
something.
stuff?
No, if we wanted to play that way, you had to play the opposite. Maybe to play to go with the yellow ball close to the upper left corner, and to do this kind of position in a different way with different speed. In that case, it's not for me. It's not the right decision.
And now he make a 3 cushion
It
again.
is
Carom.
basically four.
Carom. A lot of left side.
Yeah, I think we can.
You see, a lot of left side, and the ball is curving. That the hitting, because that's what I mean. You are not used to play with a lot of side, and in this case it was difficult to hit the object ball the way you liked, because you needed to give a lot of side to create the long angle, right? To make the bridge.
Yes, but also here the decision to play Filotto here, in my opinion, was not correct, because he would have in that case. I mean, the game is quite lost or not easy, so you have to try to get strong defenses, get away from the red ball with your ball, and try to find a possible sequence game where you do pins and a good defense. And I think that's this is a very hard mistake for Morello, and I think that
Of course.
we are quite close to the end of the game.
He doesn't believe on winning again anymore, so it's hard. It's harder to give the best performance when in some place inside you know that you are going to lose the game.
It's a comeback with some English, and it's quite a good shot. But I remember when Erling Sharp was
way, right? You stay more in the line and you don't let the ball curving so much as it was curving now. Is it true?
yes, on a new table, balls are even curving by themselves when you start with even less English into 5 pins with that. And so you are aiming for the first outer pin, then to do the other 3 pins, because in that way the recover should be on a center part of the table. But what I can say is that it's surely it's not easy to be concentrated when you know that the game is not easy to be recovered. I would take a little much more patience in shooting and playing that game. That's for sure. But we have also to consider that none of the players were used to play at that kind of level. So it's the first time for both to play an Italian championship, and so I think it's also in terms of
emotion.
You can even not be emotion. Quietness is not the best thing that you will get. And I knew it very well when I was playing my final, so it's even.
And I also think the table is so long that is with this long table to score many points in 5 pins more difficult as on short tables. Is that right? Can you say that, or is there a wrong
I would
imagination?
say I would say that a table which is sliding is not easy, but you can use it just like an advantage, because can be in 5 pins confusing a player if you are able to take the game into a tactical and position game. That was not doing at this stage, for example, Morello. Uh, so it's not easy to play a two cushion. It's not easy maybe to play within cushion, because it's not just like playing the cushion game. You have also to consider a defense here, and you have to consider what you can play, what you cannot play, and what it's not easy then to be played afterwards. So it's you have to consider different parts within this kind of sliding tables. Personally, it's something that I don't like a lot, a sliding table.
Well, nobody of you
But
likes, and nobody of us like, for a very simple reason that we see very, very rarely sliding tables now. It means
okay,
we have no experience on sliding tables anymore.
uh-huh.
Also because the cloth is not sliding so much. This is sliding so much because it's brand new. The cloth is brand
Yeah,
new. They played
yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
3 games totally on that
I
table
think they
before.
played not so much, 2 or 3 games, yes, maybe a quarter final or two, and then this biathlon. Maybe then they will play also the game that you were winning with your Italian
Yeah,
championship,
I
and then
played
I think they can
after.
play.
I played after, straight after this game. I played the national championship percussion final, and I remember that I asked the referee to avoid cleaning the table too much, and so that was helping to find more natural lines. So I remember I had a good final.
Mhm.
Now we see the table sliding more as later when I played the final, and also you see on sliding table the hitting of the object ball is for the players more complicated for a very simple reason. The balls are curving differently on sliding tables as on standard tables. Therefore, also they are even in 5 pins. When you see Morello, Morello is normally a good 5 pins players, but here he's hitting wrong. Not because he doesn't know the game, but because he cannot feel how the
Yeah,
sliding table is reacting in curving.
yeah. And now we see that it's a frozen game here, because it's arrived at 50 points, Daniello. So he just need to one pin or one carom to win the title. Also, we have to consider that the game will finish in any case, because
Yeah,
it will not be
they have
stopped.
to finish the game. Huh?
Yeah,
They have to play 100.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was telling before. It's not easy to play two cushion on this really sliding table,
yeah, yeah.
and it was missing into the
It was
inside. So
just
because
giving
of
a
that.
little reverse, and the small little reverse was already
Not
too
necessary.
much. But why he put the red the cue ball? Okay, that is okay.
Well,
I
two
would put
things
the red
about.
ball, the cue ball, a little bit more far from the center when the table is sliding so much.
Basically, Basically, it's just like when you play the equalization. No, this should be one of the shot that you can play easily because you have to be trained on doing this kind of shot. So it would be the easiest way to play when you have a free ball. So it's one line, 1 point, not so much English, and so it's the easiest way to play. Even if you are not forced to play from the position you just got from a free ball. On the other hand, as you have seen, maybe it was still on the shot before the referee was putting the opposite ball into the penalty one, so the starting point. So it's even in terms of approaching the game and also the shot. For me, was not. It was just like a losing approach. No, you mean it's just like okay, I have to shot, but I have no chance. And
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
sure.
game,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not the way.
It's also very strange to play a final in a moment to keep on playing a final when you know that the final is already lost. It's a very
Yeah,
strange
but
feeling. You play your first final in your career, and now you are still in the game, but the final is already lost. So it must be for him such a strange feeling. So I think I can understand that he's not playing very effective.
yes, but
His
I would
mind,
also even tell to the maybe also to the people is asking me that's okay. Is winning in 2 points, but sometimes also the opposite player is. I mean, if as to these two, we have seen that we realized that it was winning the
he's
title, but
celebrating. He's celebrating
it's yeah,
the
yeah,
last spin he did to catch the first national title. So nice.
yeah, but
For me, it was just a matter of time, but apparently he was not sure to win the game until the last pin.
well,
And
Marco,
you
if he
see
was
that
not doing
Morello
the
is keeping on touching bad every object ball. He cannot touch right any object ball when they are far from each other.
yes, but if I speak in terms of tactics about that game, if Daniele was not doing the pin, these two pins, uh, maybe Morello would have an easy shot. Maybe it could have been 10 points. So the game would have been really different without that two pins because it may happen that then the scoring would have been 80-50, and then maybe also Daniello would start to see uh, not an easy game because maybe you start considering that yeah, okay, I need just 2 points, but then the other needs 22. If I do a miss, then I can lose in one only shot. Not easy.
Okay,
Then you
you
can
can
be in a
see,
hurry very easily.
a half full glass. You can see it half full or half empty. Is according the way you feel in the moment. I agree with that.
Yes.
So this is not nice. This position, right?
No, no. I think that you can just play to take at this stage a red ball. So left ball, I mean white ball on the upper right corner and the other one on the opposite one. Then maybe you can aim to do a 4 points.
Like
I
this,
decide to go
and
to
try
for the opposite,
to
but
hide oh, that this is a very good shot.
yeah, but the approach afterwards would be easier for Daniello. So it's a two cushion shot, so it's can be a three cushion, two cushion. It's not so difficult. I would play
You play
just
diamond
a
feature
two cushion.
on this bank shot. You play diamond system
On
or
this,
just play feeling.
no, we play diamond system, just
Also
according
from
to the
the
fact.
middle of the short cushion, yeah.
Yes, but the diamond system for a 5-pin player is quite different because we play also by giving points to the pins. So the arrival for the 3 cushion, we have it also on the pins.
Ah,
So we consider, and it's a nice question that was posed to me when I was teaching in Denmark, because the players were not realizing why we were not aiming uh, on a line and giving the arrival from the lines of the 3 cushion. It's just because, for example, the red pin
yeah,
as quite a fixed number. Then we change the lines or the arrival depending on the start, of course.
yeah. I understand. You say the pings, but it's referring more to the center of the table, no?
Yeah.
The red pin is the full center, and the other pins
Yeah.
are the area surrounded area. I understand.
Yes. Shortly speaking, there are
What is the red pin in according the diamond system for you, Luca? When you
if
play from 50, the red ball is how much?
it,
The red pin is how much?
it's 15.
15. And when you
Yeah,
play
and
from the middle of the short cushion, let's say the 70, the natural
from the
70.
70, for me, it's just to be easy, deduct a couple of points each diamond. So it's 60, it's 13. So it's in that case would be 11.
Okay. So it's going from
And
11 till maybe 17, 18 when you play from the long cushion higher, let's say 40 or
yes,
30
but
is.
consider that from 30, you play there only if there is a strange position with the red ball because you see the ball
Yeah,
afterwards.
sure,
Yeah.
obviously.
And on the other hand, the pins. So if you consider the inner and the outer pins, you can deduct a couple of points, just like a rivals. So, for
2
example, the
points.
first pin, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if you have 15, the first pin is 13, and of course the larger pin would say it's 17. If
It's
you play 9
17.
cushion, it's even 2 points less, so 11 and 19.
Okay. 2 points.
You can start training, no?
Ma, I just try to understand the way you count that.
Yes,
I have
basically,
enough.
I mean, if we are starting and the ball is between the cushion and the pins, we just have a compensation because we consider the line of the arrival, and also if the ball is linked to the long rail, we consider another different compensation.
Mhm.
But at the end, you see that the difference actually, I mean, maybe there will be a recover, I don't know, but there was not so much difference between the two players into the 5 pins, and Morello would have maybe taken much more patience in playing
Yeah, but you
that
remember when
game.
the score was 25-11 for Morello
Yeah,
that
exactly. That was a lucky
Morello
shot, six
fired
points.
these 6 points very luckily, and I think that was the key moment of the game.
Maybe
Yeah,
yes,
now.
no.
Oh my God. Wow.
I think that he did quite a strange choice. Then a
Yeah,
5 pin
sure.
player is playing a two cushion shot, and then you have just to decide if you want to take the ball from the inside or from the outside. Maybe from the outside you can do a carom with 4 points, and so it's just the choice when you know that the game is finished. So it doesn't matter if you win or lose that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here Daniela has the possibility to come back into a match that was quite lost. That's exactly what I was telling and speaking you before. So you the first pin, then the other three. It's not so fast as it should have been, that shot. So Daniel and now Morello has the possibility to play a sponda palla, so one cushion shot with the reverse English, sorry, and he may close the match, or he can play direct for a 2 cushion shot or a 4 cushion shot, depends on the aim of. He's playing, I think, 1 cushion with some reverse English. This is the only thing that you should not do in that shot, so you have just to avoid the keys.
Yeah, but the object ball was frozen to the cushion.
You just have to play with the positive English in that case, because you can even do the pins and recover. So if it was really linked, you have to play with positive good English. If it's not linked, but it depends on even how you want to get over the opposite ball, you play with reverse English if needed, because otherwise the opposite ball is opening the angle too much and you are not doing the pins. This is still a little kiss again, just like the shot before. It's a 2 cushion shot. Quite perfect. Even
Are
with
the 5 in Italy open now, Luca? Maybe the spectators are interested to know if in Italy is possible to play billiard now.
Yes, it's possible. We play with the masks. If you have to teach, you also have the gloves, but it's possible. Maybe it's not the perfect condition, but we can absolutely play billiard. Yeah, play billiard. We can do it. Not the tournaments.
Can they attend and watch the tables without any limitation, or are there special rules that they have to follow?
No, we have to follow special rules in terms of where we can stay, because it's not like the 3 cushion when we sit, and also the seats are not fully used. For example, we don't have actually crowd into the billiard rooms, but we can play also in 4. It depends on the social distance that we have to do also where we are playing. So we have to stay 1.5 meter far, and with the masks and so on. So that's it. So one player has to sign the points. One player only has to take the pins, and of course we have to sanitize the cues and also the pins, the hands, of course. Let's see. We hope that this situation will finish. We hope soon. Best thing to do is that we hope to stay safe in any case. So that's.
But anyway,
we
there
started
is
playing again.
no tournaments at all in Italy to play, right? Or
No.
even no
Actually,
private
everything is
tournaments,
stopped.
not only official, no private neither.
No. It's private. I don't know, but there is no official tournament actually. No,
What are
Daniela has the possibility to close the game. What?
What are the top players now doing in Italy? Are they, if they cannot, good shot?
Yeah, maybe it's a little bit too short to get back into the.
A little bit, but for me, this is a good shot. I don't know for you, but I see the red pin and just 2 centimeters too slow on a very long table is not a big mistake.
Yeah. So Morello is winning the game, but is losing the championship, and so Antonio Daniello is Italian championship in biathlon in 2015. It's a nice game.
Very nice moment for him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
a nice guy.
Yeah,
He deserves this satisfaction. Very
yeah,
nice.
absolutely, absolutely. And so, Marco, thank
Great,
you for
Luca.
joining us. I hope that I learned a lot into Tricastion. It's a game I like a lot. I'm still not arrived at 0.4, which is our bet to have a pizza together, Marco. I will try to do it in a tournament of Tricastion.
Okay, okay.
I hope
I
maybe
stay
that you can.
available in case of having the opportunity to come together, because for now, unfortunately,
Yeah,
the trips are not so easy, even in Italy, and the recommendation is not to move so much if it's not strictly necessary. So, but
absolutely.
anyway, it was good for me to be here with you. And Luca, thank you very much for your invitation, and congratulations for your good job as an international 5-pin player. You are doing that well, and you are following your passion very, very nicely, and therefore you have my admiration.
Thank you, really. It's one of the best things I could even hear from you. And you know that my passion since a lot of time, it's more than 30 years that I play billiard. And I decided to do this kind of broadcasting also with the federation, and also the CIB gave me the opportunity to teach some young players, and that's very nice for me. I hope that this will take some more 5-pin players into the game, also because we have now the possibility to spread and to let the players, the foreign players, understand how they can play. Maybe we will do even something more by explaining the shots. I don't know. We are still moving and thinking about explaining this game. I thank again you really for joining us this evening. It's
My
really
pleasure.
No, it's really. I also thank the Italian Federation, the CIB, the UMB, of course Mirko Bianchi, and which has a lot of patience with us. And thank you really. Let's see what will happen after these 10 broadcasting of 5Pins4Dummies. Thank you all. Thank you for supporting that, and maybe we'll all you be able to do one pin more in Europe, and also to suggest something that we can do to help you again in developing this amazing billiard game. Thank you, Marco. Really, thank you, and bye, and see you soon.
Ciao, Luca. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks a lot.